For the last 7 days, I completely disabled Google search on my computer. I moved my entire digital life into Perplexity's new AI browser, Comet. I wanted to see if replacing a search engine with a persistent AI agent would actually change my behavior, or if I just find myself falling back into old habits. We've become accustomed to the blue link routine. You type a query, get a list of results, and then begin the manual labor, opening tabs, scanning for keywords, closing them, and moving to the next. While the internet grew in size and complexity, the mechanics of search remained stagnant. We are still using the same basic retrieval process developed decades ago to navigate a vastly more cluttered web. In this environment, traditional search engines have stopped being tools for finding answers. Instead, they act as systems that generate more manual work for the user. Perplexity designed Comet to bypass that manual work. They call it a cognitive operating system, an interface that acts as an assistant to handle the intermediate steps of browsing. Data from a Harvard Business School study of millions of interactions suggests this isn't just theory. Early adopters are bypassing the link hunting phase entirely, moving from a query straight to an actionable result. This shift is currently driven by tech workers, academics, and professionals in finance and marketing, people whose work depends on high-volume information processing. This data points to a new direction for the industry. The competition is moving away from simply indexing the web and toward creating systems that can successfully delegate our digital tasks. My first test on day one was a research deep dive, mapping out AI startup trends for the next year. Comet handles this through a semantic work graph. This layer allows the browser to track the meaning behind your activities, rather than just matching keywords. Because the agent sits at the browser layer, it can observe context across different web apps. It recognizes when a message in your Slack tab relates to a client record in your Salesforce tab, linking that data together without human intervention. This visibility gives the AI a persistent view of your workflows. It identifies the relationships between your communication and your tools. By day 3, I moved from research to action. I asked the browser agent to plan a complex travel itinerary for a conference, requiring it to balance flight times, prices, and personal scheduling. This HBS data reveals my experience was typical. The blue and teal blocks show productivity and learning represent 57% of queries. This changes by environment. Professional and educational users focus on productivity, while personal use spans shopping and entertainment. In my travel test, the agent provided this specific output. It autonomously filtered the flight options by my constraints, identified the lowest prices, and provided recommendations based on those variables. This represents a transition in how we use the web. We are moving from a model where we browse for ourselves to one where the browser acts as a proxy user on our behalf. On day 5, I used the agent to shop for a mechanical keyboard. It scanned dozens of review sites and synthesized the consensus into a single summary for me. This efficiency creates a problem for the web's current economy. If the browser summarizes every review and users never click on the source links, the publishers who created that content lose the traffic they need to survive. Perplexity introduced Comet Plus as an attempt to address this systemic threat to publisher revenue. In this model, publishers are compensated for AI citations and agent actions rather than traditional clicks. They earn a share of the subscription revenue when the AI uses their data to provide an answer. This proposal would rewrite the internet's economy, changing the core currency from human attention to AI utility. But delegating your digital life to an agent introduces new, severe vulnerabilities. In the traditional browser model, your activity is protected by strict boundaries that AI agents often bypass. Central to this is the same origin policy. It's a foundational rule that prevents an untrusted website in one tab from accessing sensitive information, like your bank details, in another. Here is how an AI browser is manipulated. An attacker embeds hidden instructions. If you ask the agent to summarize the page while a bank site is open, it reads the secure data and automatically submits it to the attacker. When an agent has the power to act across all your open tabs, your security is only as strong as that AI's ability to resist a deceptive prompt. My 7-day experiment suggests that while Google remains a necessary tool for certain tasks, the way I interact with the web is shifting toward a more automated model. This browser functions as an autonomous work graph agent, moving beyond a simple search replacement. The ultimate question for the future is whether the convenience of a delegated web is worth the economic and security risks it inevitably introduces.